Hello there, James Duffy here. During the recent unboxing video of the new Antar kit from Estes, I mentioned that I might sheet the balsa parts with 010 thick styrene sheet. I've decided to go ahead and do that and to document the process as well. It's really simple to do and it produces parts that are easy to finish and look great. I've used this process before on several projects. This is a fin from one of my 1/12 scale Little Joe models, and it has a balsa core with embossed 010 styrene sheet stock laminated on the outer surfaces. This technique was also used on a recent build of the new Estes Der Big Red Max, where I reimagined the kit with a D-Day inspired P51 paint scheme. Here's the game plan. We're going to use the 1/8 inch thick balsa parts from the kit as patterns to cut out new parts from 3/32 inch balsa stock. After the parts are skinned with styrene, that will bring the parts very close to the right thickness. This is admittedly a bit of an obsessive step that you may want to skip. After the parts are cut, we'll apply a thin layer of 3M high strength 90 spray contact adhesive to one side and also apply a layer to the sheet styrene. After the solvent and the contact cement flashes off, we'll bring the two together and then trim the excess styrene. We'll then do the other side, trim it, and sand and fill the edges. Our parts will then be ready to apply to the model. I've covered the workbench to protect it from overspray. Let's talk a little bit about the adhesive we'll be using. The spray from the nozzle when you use high strength 90 looks like a splatter, and 3M themselves call it a lace pattern in their documentation. The important thing to understand is that this is normal and to avoid spraying too much of the material. Remember, you're spraying two surfaces and we'll bring both of those layers together. I've spread out the parts for our first application of adhesive. Note that I've attached a small bit of tape to each part so the spray doesn't blow them around. We're going to start our spray here off the part and go all the way over to here, again off the part. Let's get started. I've zoomed in for a closer look. Note that the coverage is light and doesn't look at all like, say, a paint might. The gaps and splatter are normal for this material. You've got to resist the urge to coat any heavier than what you see here. Next, we'll let the solvents in the adhesive flash off for a bit, probably 7 to 10 minutes. You'll know the time is right when you can stick a knuckle into the adhesive and have it come up cleanly with no residue. After the parts have flashed off, you can carefully bring the styrene and balsa together. A roller is great for applying a bit of pressure. This is a roller from Speedball called a Brayer, and it's used by printmakers to evenly apply inks to surfaces. The rubber roller makes it ideal for this particular task. You can find these at art supply stores or online for $10 to $12. There's no need to let the contact adhesive cure any more than this, so we can move on to trim the parts and then apply the styrene sheet to the other side right away. Okay, the first side of our parts have been clad in styrene and we're ready to do the other side. We're now ready to apply the adhesive to the second side of the parts. Again, we're going to start here off the parts and finish over here again off of the surfaces that we're applying the adhesive to. Let's go. We'll let the adhesive flash off for about 7 to 10 minutes and then bring the balsa and styrene parts together. We can set the wing panels onto a light table to illuminate the slots for the wing straight tabs, which will make them easy to cut open. I'm only going to cut one side on each wing open, as the styrene on the other side is a great way to hide this joint. With a little bit of cleanup, our wing strake will fit beautifully into that slot, and there won't be an opening on the other side of the wing. Some light sanding on the edges is all you'll need to do in order to remove any adhesive overspray. After that's done, I like to apply a slurry of diluted Elmer's Carpenter's wood filler to the edges of the balsa to fill the grain. It dries quickly and the excess is easy to sand off. I'm using 400 grit sandpaper here. And with that, our styrene skinned parts are complete and ready to attach to the model. They attach just like standard balsa parts, and you can use wood glue, epoxy, or CA to attach them. You can also use the same paints that you would normally use. This is an easy technique to master, although it admittedly has a high potential for mayhem. You may want to try it first on a simple model with which you don't have a strong emotional bond. Once you figure it out though, you'll find that it's a really quick, effective process that produces great looking parts. My total time investment here is about an hour if I don't count the stops and starts for filming. I certainly hope I've been able to help you add a new tool to your bag of tricks, and I thank you for watching.